For a very long time, Remy Ma and Papoose were held up as one of hip-hop's strongest and most respected love stories. In a culture where relationships often crumble under fame, temptation, ego, and money, they stood out as something different. They weren't flashy for attention, they weren't constantly clout-chasing, and they didn't sell their relationship as a gimmick. Instead, they looked solid, real, unbreakable. People looked at Remy and Papoose and believed that no matter what life threw at them, they would survive it together. Prison time, industry pressure, financial struggles, public judgment, rumors, and setbacks, they seemed to withstand it all. That's why watching everything fall apart now feels so shocking, so messy, and honestly, deeply sad. What once looked like loyalty, sacrifice, and unconditional love has turned into accusations, resentment, and a bitter fight involving pride, power, money, and control. And at the center of all this chaos is one uncomfortable question that refuses to go away. Why won't Remy Ma let Papoose go? To understand why this situation has hit so many people emotionally, you have to go back to the beginning and really understand what Remy and Papoose represented. When Remy Ma went to prison in 2008, many people assumed that was the end of her career. The music industry is unforgiving, especially to women, and especially to women who disappear for years. On top of that, most people believed her relationship wouldn't survive either. Prison changes people, time separates people, fame fades. That's usually how these stories go. But Papoose didn't follow the script everyone expected. He didn't disappear. He didn't quietly move on. He didn't replace her and act like she never existed. Instead, he stayed, loudly, proudly, publicly. He continued to speak her name in rooms she couldn't enter. He promoted her music while she was behind bars. He reminded the industry and the culture that Remy Ma was still here, still relevant, still worthy of respect. He even married her while she was incarcerated, which sent a powerful message to the world about how serious his commitment was. That single act alone turned their relationship into something legendary. When Remy came home in 2014, Papoose was right there waiting. There was no distance, no hesitation, no awkward adjustment period in public. They rebuilt their life together, step by step, and eventually became fan favorites on Love and Hip Hop New York. Viewers praised Papoose endlessly for his patience, his loyalty, and his consistency. Many people called him the definition of a real husband. Their relationship became a symbol of what Black love could look like when tested by extreme circumstances. They renewed their vows. They welcomed a daughter together in 2018. From the outside looking in, everything seemed solid, stable, protected, like they had already survived the worst and earned their happy ending. But as we all know, what looks perfect on the outside doesn't always reflect what's happening behind closed doors. As time went on, fans started noticing subtle but important changes. Remy and Papoose were no longer appearing together as frequently. Interviews that once felt warm and united started to feel distant and disconnected. Social media interactions slowed down noticeably. The energy shifted even if no one said it out loud. Then, rumors began circulating about Remy getting close to another rapper, Easy the Block Captain. At first, many people brushed it off as gossip. Hip-hop is full of rumors, and not all of them are true. But things escalated quickly when Remy herself openly admitted during a public rap battle that she had feelings for Easy. That moment changed everything. It wasn't a rumor anymore. It wasn't speculation. It was confirmation. Fans were confused and disappointed. How could she be in love with another man while still legally married to someone who had sacrificed so much for her? Around the same time, Papoose was being linked to world boxing champion Clarissa Shields. Unlike the situation with Remy and Easy, this relationship didn't stay quiet for long. Clarissa made her feelings very clear. She posted openly about Papoose, she praised him publicly, she spoke about his character, his guidance, his energy, and how much he meant to her. On his birthday, she shared a heartfelt Instagram message calling him her king, talking about his spirit, his laughter, and how grateful she was to have him in her life. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't casual, it was emotional, affectionate, and deeply personal. She even joked about giving him birthday punches, which fans laughed about, but the underlying message was serious. Clarissa was claiming him emotionally and publicly. Still, there was no engagement ring, no proposal, no official next step forward. And that's when people really started asking questions. Why hasn't Papoose moved forward completely? Why is the divorce still not finalized? Why does it feel like everyone is stuck in limbo? According to people close to the situation, Papoose has been asking for a divorce a long time. Not once, not twice, multiple times. Yet somehow the paperwork never seems to move forward. Instead of resolution, the drama keeps growing. New accusations surface, emotions spill onto social media, and more people get pulled into the mess. Most notably, Clarissa Shields, who is now openly frustrated by how stuck everything feels. From the outside looking in, this no longer appears to be about love. It feels like power, pride, and money are driving the situation.
Reports suggest that Papoose wanted the divorce finalized before Valentine's Day. He allegedly had plans to take Clarissa to Hawaii and propose. The setting was perfect, the timing felt right, the future looked clear. But the divorce didn't happen. Sources claim Remy began stalling the process once things with Easy the block captain started falling apart. Easy reportedly moved on to other women, younger women, leaving Remy in an awkward and vulnerable position. Watching Papoose build something real, stable, and publicly supportive with Clarissa may have hit harder than she expected. Seeing him show another woman the same pride, loyalty, and encouragement he once showed her couldn't have been easy. One of the most painful moments was when Papoose performed during Clarissa Shields' boxing match entrance. That moment was powerful, public, symbolic. That was him standing beside a woman he believed in, just like he once stood beside Remy. For someone watching from the sidelines, especially an ex-partner, that kind of moment can cut deep. But emotions may not be the only reason Remy is holding on. Money appears to be a major factor, and this is where things get complicated. When couples divorce, courts look closely at income differences, contributions made during the marriage, and sacrifices that allowed one partner to succeed. In this case, Remy Ma reportedly has a higher net worth than Papoose. Estimates put her around $4 million earned through music, television, business ventures, and endorsements. Papoose, while respected and talented, does not appear to earn at the same level. That means alimony is very much on the table. Spousal support exists to protect the partner who earned less, especially when that partner made sacrifices to support the other person's career. And when you look at their history, Papoose has a strong case. He stood by Remy during prison. He helped keep her brand alive. He supported her family. He helped raise her son. He contributed to her success in ways that go far beyond finances.
He lived it.
Courts
Every week,
consider
without
lengthy
fail,
marriage,
he visited her.
financial gaps, and
He talked about her in
personal
interviews.
sacrifices. Remy and Papoose were together for over a decade, married from 2008 until their separation in 2023. That's a long time. From Remy's perspective, signing those divorce papers may mean committing to monthly checks she doesn't want to write, and that alone could explain the delays. Meanwhile, Clarissa Shields is stuck in the middle of this emotional storm. She's not hiding her feelings, she's not playing the background role. She speaks openly about loving hard and wanting a partner who loves her back. She posts videos, shares moments, and supports Papoose publicly and proudly. She's invested emotionally and mentally, but she can't move forward fully while he's still legally tied to Remy. That kind of situation wears on anyone. Being ready to build a future while your partner is trapped in unfinished business with their ex is exhausting. Add public drama, accusations, and online arguments, and it becomes overwhelming. Clarissa is a fighter by nature, but even fighters have limits. And while she's tried to remain graceful, her patience is clearly being tested. However, At the center of this entire situation is a question that keeps coming up over and over again, no matter how much time passes or how many details surface. Why is Remy Ma holding on when Papoose clearly wants to move on? According to people close to the situation, Papoose has asked for a divorce multiple times. Not casually, not emotionally, not in the heat of an argument, but seriously and deliberately. He has reportedly been ready to end the marriage for quite some time now, yet nothing seems to move forward. The paperwork remains unfinished. The legal process drags on endlessly, and with every delay, the tension grows thicker. Instead of things cooling down, the drama continues to escalate. Accusations become public, emotions spill onto social media, subtle shade turns into open frustration. And with each passing moment, more people are pulled into the chaos, whether they ask to be or not. One of the most visible people now caught in the middle of this situation is Claressa Shields. Claressa is not just another celebrity name added to the storyline. She is a world champion boxer, a woman known for her strength, confidence, discipline, and very direct personality. She does not shy away from confrontation, and she does not hide how she feels. Claressa is now openly involved with Papoose, and she has made it clear that she is frustrated with how stuck everything feels. From her perspective, she's trying to build something genuine with a man who is still legally tied to someone else, and that kind of situation becomes exhausting over time. It creates emotional uncertainty, it creates limitations, and it creates a sense of being paused in someone else's unfinished story. When you step back and look at everything as a whole, it becomes hard to believe this situation is still about love. It feels far more like ego, fear, finances, and the need for control are steering the ship. To understand how things reached this point, you have to go all the way back to the beginning, long before rumors, new relationships, and public tension entered the picture. Papoose stood by Remy Ma during one of the darkest periods of her life. In 2008, when Remy was sentenced to prison, many people believed her career was finished. In hip-hop, time away can be deadly. Fans move on quickly, labels lose interest, new artists take your place, opportunities dry up. And on top of that, relationships often don't survive incarceration. Distance changes people, pressure breaks bonds, loneliness creates emotional gaps. But Papoose didn't leave. He didn't fade into the background. He didn't quietly protect his image and move on with his life. Instead, he stayed loud, visible, and committed. He spoke Remy's name when she couldn't speak for herself. He promoted her music while she was behind bars. He reminded the industry and the culture that Remy Ma still mattered. When doors were closed to her, he stood outside knocking, refusing to let her be forgotten. They even got married while Remy was still incarcerated, a decision that spoke louder than any interview or social media post ever could. That was not a convenient choice. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't easy, but it was deeply symbolic. It told the world that Papoose was not going anywhere, regardless of circumstances. When Remy was released in 2014, he was right there waiting, with no hesitation and no delay. They picked up where life had been forced to pause and began rebuilding together. Soon after, they appeared on Love and Hip Hop New York, and fans immediately connected with them. In a cast full of chaos, arguments, and instability, Remy and Papoose seemed different. Viewers saw Papoose as patient, calm, and deeply supportive. Many people praised him as the kind of husband rarely seen in the spotlight. Their relationship became an example, a reference point. People spoke about them as proof that Black love could survive extreme tests. They renewed their vows, welcomed a daughter in 2018, and continued building their family. From the outside, everything looked solid and secure. But relationships can appear stable while quietly breaking down behind the scenes. Over time, fans started noticing subtle but important changes. Remy and Papoose appeared together less frequently. Interviews felt awkward instead of warm. Their energy felt distant. Social media interactions slowed down. The closeness people once admired seemed to fade.
Then, rumors began circulating about Remy growing close to another rapper, Easy the Block Captain. At first, many people dismissed it as gossip. The internet thrives on rumors, and Remy and Papoose had survived plenty of speculation before. But this time, the rumors didn't fade. They escalated. During a public rap battle, Remy openly admitted that she had feelings for Easy. That moment changed everything. The shift was immediate and undeniable. Fans were shocked, confused, and hurt. People struggled to understand how someone could publicly express feelings for another man while still legally married to someone who had sacrificed so much. Around the same time, Papoose began being linked to Clarissa Shields. Unlike the whispers surrounding Remy, this relationship was not hidden. Clarissa did not play the background. She posted openly about Papoose, praised him publicly, and showed affection without hesitation. There was no room for interpretation. On Papoose's birthday, Clarissa shared a heartfelt message calling him her king. She spoke about his spirit, his guidance, his humor, and how thankful she was for his presence in her life. The message felt genuine and deeply personal. She even joked about giving him birthday punches, which fans found playful, but the meaning behind it was serious. Clarissa was emotionally claiming him in a public way. Despite all of that, there was still no engagement ring, no official announcement, no clear next step. That's when the questions started piling up. Why hadn't Papoose fully moved forward? Why was the divorce still unfinished? Why was Remy holding things up when she appeared to have moved on already? According to reports, Papoose hoped to have the divorce finalized before Valentine's Day. He allegedly planned a romantic trip to Hawaii and wanted to propose to Clarissa during that getaway. The timing felt intentional, the setting felt symbolic. It was supposed to represent a fresh start, but it never happened. Sources claim Remy slowed the process once things with Easy the Block Captain began falling apart. Easy reportedly moved on to other women, leaving Remy in an uncomfortable emotional position. Watching Papoose grow closer to Clarissa may have hit harder than she expected. Watching someone you once shared your life with show love, pride, and support to someone else can hurt deeply, even if you tried to convince yourself that you're over it.
One moment that stood out to many fans was when Papoose performed during Clarissa Shields' boxing match entrance. That moment was powerful. It was public. It was supportive. It showed him standing firmly beside someone he believed in, just as he once did for Remy. For an ex-partner watching from a distance, moments like that can cut deeply. They serve as reminders of what once was and what no longer is. But emotions may not be the only thing keeping Remy from letting go. Money appears to be a major factor. When marriages end, courts look closely at income differences, contributions made during the relationship, and sacrifices that allowed one partner to succeed. In this case, Remy Ma reportedly has a higher net worth than Papoose. Estimates place her wealth at around $4 million, earned through music, television appearances, business ventures, and endorsements. Papoose, while respected and talented, does not appear to earn at the same level. That makes alimony a serious possibility. Spousal support exists to protect the partner who earned less, especially when that partner made sacrifices to support the other person's career. When you look at their history, Papoose has a strong argument. He stayed loyal during Remy's incarceration. He kept her name alive. He supported her family. He helped raise her son while she was away. He contributed to her success in ways that cannot be measured strictly by finances. Courts also consider the length of the marriage, and Remy and Papoose were married from 2008 until their separation in 2023. That is a long time to untangle emotionally and financially. From Remy's perspective, finalizing the divorce could mean committing to monthly payments she does not want to give up, and that possibility alone could explain why everything feels stalled. While all of this plays out, Clarissa Shields remains stuck in the middle. She is not hiding her feelings. She speaks openly about loving deeply and wanting a partner who matches that energy. She posts videos, shares moments, and publicly supports Papoose without hesitation. She is emotionally invested, but she cannot fully move forward while he is still legally married.
That kind of situation wears people down over time. Being ready to build a future while your partner is tied to unfinished business with an ex is draining. Add public drama, accusations, and non-stop online commentary, and the pressure becomes overwhelming. Clarissa is a fighter by nature, but even fighters have limits. She has tried to remain calm and respectful, but frustration continues to surface. At this point, the situation feels less like heartbreak and more like a power struggle. Is Remy holding on because she still has feelings for Papoose, or because she can't stand the idea of losing control? Is money the real issue, or is it pride and image? Is Papoose being fully honest about his intentions, or is he quietly waiting for the best financial outcome before moving on completely? And how long is Clarissa Shields expected to wait while someone else refuses to let go? One thing is undeniable: the fairy tale is over. Remy Ma and Papoose were once symbols of loyalty and endurance. Now their story has become a cautionary lesson about how unresolved emotions, financial realities, and wounded pride can destroy even the strongest bonds. What happens next will say a lot about all three of them, and only time will tell who finally walks away, who holds on too long, and who gets hurt the most.